Hey guys, it's Misty. I actually promised a animation tutorial on my Twitter a while ago, and so I am finally getting around to releasing that for you guys. To start this off, this is not a typical animation tutorial where I'm just going to be going over the basics of animation. If you are looking for that, there are plenty of other videos on YouTube, but this is going to be the methods that I use to make my stuff that's done very quickly look smoother without as much time. And so this is more just kind of little tricks that I use to make things look a little better on a very short turnaround. And then the animation program that I'm going to be using for this is OpenToonz. I do not use this anymore. I have switched over to Adobe Animate, but my first couple of videos were made in this program and it is completely free. So if you are trying to learn animation, I definitely recommend it. And it's not sponsored in any way. I just enjoy free programs because I hate spending money. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I have my character here. I drew out 3 poses for her. So she has just the arms down, arms at her hips, and then her arms in the air. And so I'm going to show the 3 methods that I use to make transitions from pose to pose look a little better. And so if I play this back, you'll see she just kind of transfers and it looks generally bad. But I'm going to go in and take a look at this pose here. And since the movement isn't that severe, I'm going to use a more subtle method in order to transition it a little better. And so what I do is I just copy the pose and then paste it on the next 2 frames. Perfect, and then I'm going to go to the middle frame specifically and just select the arms. And when I have the arms selected, I just move them up a little bit. Usually I use the arrow keys and press them up 2 to 3 times. Not anything too crazy. So then you can see your arms kind of bounce into place a little. And then that kind of gives it a little bit more of an illusion of motion rather than having to animate all those frames. Alright, and then her next pose, you can see her kind of going from the hands on the hips to her hands in the air, and so that one's a little bit more severe, so I'm just going to use the very typical animation method of squash and stretch. But with this one, rather than drawing out a whole new frame, depending on how much time I have, I will usually be kind of lazy with it and just squish and mess her around so she looks a little better. So I will copy the frame again. Okay, but this time I'm going to go to the frame in front of it and then just select her and squish her down. Because in this case, since her movement is going up, I'm going to make her move in and upwards, so she's going to be stretching rather than squashing. And then I will turn on onion skin to make sure she's in the center. Yeah, definitely a little bit rougher on that one, but it requires less frames and it still kind of gives a little bit of a hint of motion. It's definitely used better with other animation methods or even just proper animation in general, but it's something that's quick and easy to use if you need it. And then with the last one, she's going to be putting her arms back down so we can loop again. And this one, I don't know if there's actually a technical term for it because I've never seen it used in traditional animation, but a lot of storytime animators use this and I call it bouncing. And so I'm just going to select this frame, copy and paste again. Alright, and then with her still selected, I am just going to make her bigger. And so I'm not going to change the pose at all, I'm not going to squish her at all, I just made her slightly larger. And then if I play it, yeah, she just looks super bouncy, but it is something that it definitely looks better than nothing happening at all. And then for another method, if you are looking for something a little bit more, you can, like, I'll take this one for example because her arms are moving upwards. And then again, I'm just going to copy and paste. This time I'm going to do it twice. And then, much like the ones with her hands on her hips, I'm going to go over and select her arms specifically because that's the part that is moving. And then this time I'm going to move these ones up twice. And then in the frame after, rather than letting it bounce down, I'm going to move them up again. And so, but this time I'm only going to move them up once, so then it smooths into place. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't really work with the stretching with it, and it's also something that's very, very subtle, but it does add just another slight bit of movement that you, depending on how much you're looking at it, you can kind of see. Yeah, none of this stuff is super professional, and I only really use these methods because I have to work on a very short time frame. And if it's something that doesn't need a lot of animation to get the point across, then I'm not going to waste my time animating it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, and it's something that I don't know exactly how well this would work with more complicated styles. I use a very simple style to animate because, again, I don't have a lot of time, so I find it's something that's worked very well with those, but they're really useful when you mix and match with traditional animation methods, so I definitely recommend if you are looking to actually animate, learn the fundamentals first and then work with the extra tricks that you can to make things work well for you. But yeah, I mean, that's the basics of it, and you can definitely go back and watch any of my videos either here or on the Achievement Hunter channel, and you will see these used pretty frequently. But it's just something that if you are starting out and learning animation, it can be very helpful if you just want to start getting things out and don't want to spend, 4 hours drawing each frame just to get a simple pose like this done. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I hope this helps anyone out there attempting to learn or continuing to learn animation. And just an extra thing for those of you who subscribe to this channel, in case you haven't seen or heard, I am currently working for Achievement Hunter right now as a freelance animator and animating videos for them, so that's why I'm not really uploading over here as much. But if you want to see my animated videos over there, you can definitely go to their official channel. I'll link it in the description below if you want to check those out. And trust me, you will definitely be able to tell which one is mine. But yeah, I'm hoping to do more with this channel in the future. And I hope I can start getting my own original animated content out. So I am excited to do that for you guys, and I hope you guys like what comes in the future. Thanks, bye!